What's up, everybody? It's Dave Drakes with the Collective Experience, and we are back for another TCE Foul Plugs Moto Show. And you'll notice that my co-host looks a little bit different this week. I want to introduce to you guys, and if you've been a long-time viewer, you probably have seen her before. It is the one, the only, Crashley. What's up, Crashley? How you doing?
Oh, just crashing forward. That's just how you gotta be. You just gotta embrace it.
Amen.
Doing good. How are you?
Doing wonderful. So for all of you TCE watchers out there, Crashley is going to be a new mainstay in a lot of our content going forward. She's got a huge history in the sport. She's done some really cool things, and she brings a lot of life and a lot of joy and excitement to the sport. So I'm pretty amped to get her on board, and she's going to provide hours and hours of just hilarity, awesome inside information, and hopefully just making fun of me so we can all have a laugh a little bit. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a really good time. So I guess first off, Crashley, why don't you give us a quick minute on who you are, or a bit of your background, and then we'll get kicked off with talking about some badass Supercross.
All right. Well, like I say to everyone I meet, my birth name's Ashley, but the Crashley sticks better. And
right.
How that happened is I was trying to find myself around 21, 22-ish, and I saw a video of Dean Wilson, the heli shoot, and I was like, I want to get that. I want to do that.
Yeah.
I've never done that, but I want to do that.
Yep.
Looked it up, and I'm like, dang, this is actually pretty expensive. So I made my own vision board, and I saved up, and it was a crappy day, so I went in randomly because I knew I had at least a semi-decent amount, and went to Motorsport Hillsboro, had $2,100. What will this get me? I got, I think it was a 2003 KX125 two-stroke. Not one-stroke, two-stroke. And buddy helped me pick it up, and I whiskey throttled into a white picket fence that day, got the name Crashley, was obsessed with it, got into the sport, met the community, and it was expensive. Had to sell the bike back, but I was so obsessed. So I picked up my camera, started doing photography. So this is what, 2012-ish?
Yeah.
So the kids we're seeing now are way grown up. So that's how I kind of just stuck with the sport. And then I got into videography because I love sharing stories. And so Official Crashley is all about sharing your story. And even if you're falling forward, that's okay, because everyone's in this together.
Exactly. I love that. Absolutely love that. And it shows the passion, the commitment to the sport at the highest level. And I'm all for that. I think everyone that watches and is part of the sport, we all feel that same passion and drive. So I'm here for it. It's awesome, and I'm glad to see it. I'm glad to have you a part of the TC family now. So this is going to be a lot of fun. So without further ado, let's get kicked off. Now, we haven't put out much content in terms of wrap-ups or foul plug shows in the last couple of weeks. Sorry, we've been a little bit busy getting things organized for a lot of things coming up. So, Crashley, let's get it kicked off with our season to date. So we've had a just plethora, big words, of just...
I know you're teaching me.
Yeah, right. Just a lot of awesome racing action. I mean, both classes, we're seeing a lot of different brands just tussling for spots that we really only see maybe a handful of brands. Like maybe we'll only see a KTM and a Cowie up front, right, over the last couple of years. Now we're seeing Hondas, Yamahas, KTMs, seeing a Husky up there now. Like, what are your...
Gas.
A gas, courtesy of Bam Bam on the gas.
Right, respect.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on the season so far? Like, what do you like? What do you not like so far? Or just what's your overall impression of 2022 Supercross?
I would say the biggest impression that I've noticed is the ambition that is involved with the rider, the trainers, the commentators, just everyone. They're wanting to put out like the 2 years that we lost, I guess, to the pandemic.
Yes.
And so they're wanting to show all that new stuff and that thrill and get it out. And but I'm noticing also their own artistic, their personality coming forward too as they ride.
Yeah.
And they're not afraid to express that. Yeah. But they're also, what I've noticed is there has been tons of confrontation.
Yes.
A
few fisticuffs, people getting brawling.
Yeah, I would say bear hugs.
A bear hug, okay, yeah. Good eushemism.
It's not the wolf pack yet, but we're just bear hugging.
Yep.
But I would say that the maturity level has gone like high with after the interviews, after the confrontation.
Yep.
I feel like the riders have been able to kind of get to know themselves in that semi world change that we've been going through, and to where they're not afraid to express themselves over social media for where all of us can read it too. And I think that's beautiful, because it's actually bringing the whole community together with the professionals and the people that look up to them as their heroes.
No, for sure. No, I mean, that's I think that's happening out in just regular world, right? Where everybody's just coming, kind of fed up with like, I'm sick of being inside, sick of all this craziness. I'm just gonna like, wear my heart on my sleeve, talk about what I want to talk about, and present myself in the best way that I possibly can, and make up, like you said, for lost time. I think that's right. So in my opinion, I think we've got some amazing parity in the classes, like I mentioned before. But to me, it seems like everybody really, really wants it a little bit more, I think, than in years past. And I will say that's translated into A, better racing, B, just some gnarly crashes. I've noticed that this year we've had crashes like I would not believe, and people are they're going after it. They're just putting it all on the line, and they want this bad, both classes.
And luckily, they were okay with those bad crashes. Like, some of them were like, dude, by the near inch, like it could have been way bad.
It's nuts. It's absolutely
nuts.
Very
good point.
Yeah, I'm glad that we're seeing people again go for it, but just try to keep it on two wheels and try to keep this a little bit safer, right?
Totally, absolutely. But it's teaching everyone a little bit of something, It
is. It is elevating the game, so we can't be too mad at it.
Respect to the riders.
Exactly. So I want to kick off with the 250s. Obviously, we'll start with the 250 guys. Obviously, East Coast is a different beast than West Coast, but for the sake of where we are in the series, let's focus on the East Coast. And I want to talk about the would-be prince who's turned himself into a king, and that's Jet Lawrence. He's been winning a bunch. He's the points leader, probably number one in everyone's I'm a fan of this person list. Can he get the job done over the next couple of races? Now I know we've seen him carry momentum into the races previous, like Seattle and what was the other one, Dallas, stuff like that. But do you think that a track that's a little bit bigger, and I'll even say kind of Daytona-esque like Atlanta, a super rutted track like St. Louis, like we're going to see this weekend, do you think he can keep the momentum going? Do you think there's going to be a chink in his armor when it comes to these next couple of races?
Honestly, my instincts say that he's going to keep it under control, because I feel like with this 1 week break and an opportunity to maybe get that time to what he needs to train for and get that mindset in. Yeah. I have a feeling he's going to be able to do it and push it to maybe further than what people think he might be.
Gotcha. And what I say, I can't argue with that. The only thing that makes me a little nervous is if he gets a little bit overconfident, then that could be the downfall. Remember, the kid's only 18.
It's happened to Faulkner.
It's happened to Forkner.
Nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
Been young,
exactly. Oh, for sure. Yes, it's been many a moons for myself, but
Me too.
No worries. But I mean, I'm a Jet fan. Love the dude. He's super cool. Love the way he rides. I love what he brings to the sport. It's watching him ride. I almost have that feeling of like 12-year-old Dave when we're watching a guy do some cool shit in the bike and we're just mesmerized. Love watching him ride. I do think that one of these tracks is gonna catch him up, and I don't mean like a big crash or anything, but I think might catch him off guard a little bit. And I hope I'm wrong. I definitely hope I'm wrong, but I could see that happening over the next couple of races. But I still think, regardless, he's going to come out in a place where he's still points leader, still has a decent gap, and he's managing his championship. I think that's what he's done very well, and I'm very impressed by a young kid like that to be able to do that in his second year of really making a big push at a title like this. I'm very much impressed, and I think he's gonna get it done. With that, a question I have for you is, if we saw Austin Forkner, who arguably was the only guy that could really give Jet a run for his money earlier on, if he was still here, would Jet Lawrence still be the red plate holder, or would he be a second place, third place guy? Like, what do you think would happen if Forkner was still in this East Coast swing?
Man, that's a solid question right there, because their endurance level and where their mindset is like the same.
Yeah.
I could I want to say they're going to be respectful, but they're young, so the heat's going to be on. So honestly, I feel like Forkner might. Nothing against Forkner, but he's more aggressive than most, I would say.
Yes.
And so I could see him kind of maybe pushing the limits a little bit on maybe rider etiquette. Like, just nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But sometimes when we're in the moment, like I even do it when I'm driving.
Yeah.
I call it a defensive driving, but you know, so I can maybe see him kind of getting more forceful. Maybe because he's trying to mess with Lawrence's mind, kind of thing. So I think it would be an intense race, and there could be a correlation during it. I think that would actually, honestly, to have them do even a Red Bull straight rhythm, that would be interesting.
Ooh, that'd be kind of cool. A nice little exhibition race. I dig it. No, I in my opinion, I think that Forkner would give him a solid run for his money. I don't think Jet would have had as many wins had Forkner been there. I think Forkner is really the only person that could pace with Jet, lap after lap. But I
keep him pushing.
Exactly, but I do agree with you. I think that Forkner is willing to take a little bit more risky maneuvers. And I don't think that always plays into his favor. I mean, I don't think it ever plays into his favor because we've seen him be injured year after year after year. Nothing against the kid. I'm a big fan of his. I love seeing him throw that PC bike around. But I do think it would have bitten him eventually, and Jet still would have been the guy that we're talking about as the potential winner of this 250 2022 Supercross Lights title, or 250 title, however you want to say it. But I mean, that begs the question, right? Who's up after Jet? So we're probably going to see him win the Supercross title. Who's the next guy in line? Say we combine the classes again and for 2023, and we do this all over again. And when I say combined classes, I mean East and West, and everyone goes their respective ways. Who's the next guy? I mean, we're going to see Christian Craig move up, and we're going to talk about that later on. But who's the next guy in line? Is it a Forkner? Can he stay healthy? Is it a McAdoo? Is it a Smith? Like, who do you think is next in line to take the throne?
Man, that's tough.
I got the hard-hitting questions for you.
because Lawrence got the 250 main in Seattle, right? It was Lawrence.
Yeah.
That he took?
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure he was pretty ahead, but I know for sure he's going to be probably in the top 3 still next year. But
if he doesn't
Forkner,
move up, I'm hearing
right.
Jet
so 250.
Move up.
So honestly, I want to say, I mean, I gotta go for my buddy Levi Kitchen.
Ooh, okay, I like that.
I mean, yeah, he's my buddy. Yeah, I've known him since he was like 12, 13, and I still hear his little voice to me. It's so weird to hear him grow up.
That's a man now. Come on, the guy's a man. He's like 8 feet tall. Come on.
He still thinks I'm 25 to him, so we're good. No, he is a man, and I'm so proud of him. But I think since he just got injured, kind of his first injury in his Supercross career.
Yeah.
But he's very calm, consistent. Mm-hmm. And just saw yesterday he's back on the bike.
Woo!
And,
we're back, baby, we're back.
I gotta shoot for the kitchen. The chef. I think he's gonna make a lot of people run for his money just by what he's shown in his first race.
No, I agree with you, and I actually interviewed him after he won the Loretta's title. He went like 6 for 6. Awesome kid. And watching him in Minneapolis Supercross, like, this kid is an absolute talent. I mean, people are sleeping on him right now because the big name is, we got Craig, we got Thrasher. Watch out for Levi Kitchen, especially when we go outdoors to those really rutted, like super gnarly, long rutted tracks. Watch this kid. He's going to be an absolute animal, and I'm excited to see it. Now, let's transition over to 450s. I know everyone wants us to talk about, the Tomac reign right now on the blue bikes. I'm very impressed with Tomac. I did not expect this guy to be that comfortable, that fast on a bike like, or in a year like this where he's got so many, you got so many competitors, so many people are up in their game, like you mentioned early on. Like, who can catch Tomac? We've seen a few people do it, but the guy's got almost a 2-race lead on everybody. Who can catch this guy and reel him back in points? What are your thoughts?
It's got to be Christian Craig, you know.
Christian Craig, okay.
Oh wait, no. He's 250. What am I thinking?
Oh, I thought you were thinking ahead. I thought you were getting ahead of us really quick. I was like, okay, well, I mean, the guy's moving up, so maybe, you know, next year.
Because Vince Freeze, didn't he just move down to 250 and he got his first heat?
Yeah.
What was it? So maybe that was an instinct of saying, yeah, Christian Craig might be going Husky, and then that, you know.
Yeah. Springboard.
Okay, let's see here. So
I mean, we've seen Bam Bam up there. We've seen Mookie put a white fender in there. J.A. is having a great year. Anderson's having, he's doing great. There's some guys that are pushing.
I'm actually really glad that you brought up Barsha, because I was just thinking the other day, like back in 2013, 2014, he was with Muscle Milk and Honda with Trey Kennard, and he was making it, but it wasn't like necessarily in the top 10. And now he's gas, in the top 3. So I would actually say Bam Bam is going to try to get his title back, because it's been, I feel like, a while for him.
Oh, okay. A lot of people would agree with you. I think, for me, I think he's got the talent. He's got the bike. He's got the zest, I guess. Barsha he will always have the zest, dude. This guy could be 90 years old. The guy's still going to want to put people on the ground. The only thing that, for me, is like, man, he's, 28, 29? Does he still have what it takes to put the work in to be like that next guy? You know what I mean? Like, can we see Bam Bam dig deep, find whatever it is in him that can spark that winning title, just dynamo, and make it happen against a guy like Tomac, who, dude, the guy does not seem to falter anymore. Like before, yeah, count him out for the first couple of rounds because the guy's taking his time to get going, but now coming out swinging, and he is fast. He is damn fast. So the only person I could say that can really dethrone or catch is Jason Anderson. But for me, it seems like it's a little bit too late. I mean, he's up got a 2-race lead in everybody. What do you think? Can Jason Anderson come back and narrow that gap down to a point where it actually matters? What do you think?
That's a really good question, and a really good statement too, because Jason Anderson has always been, I feel like, content and consistent with his emotions and how he goes about things, his writing, his style. So I feel like right now, I think he's just riding the track. But I know he knows he can be always in the top 5. But I feel like maybe right now he's in a personal mindset to where he doesn't want to push himself as hard as he knows he can.
Gotcha.
And he's waiting for a moment. But I for sure think his moment's coming, because it's been a while since, Anderson, I feel like, wasn't it with him and Dungey and was it Muscan? It was always like them 3.
Yeah, it's a couple years ago. Yeah, and I what I like about Anderson is that the new Cowie that he's on, he gels well with it, and he can get traction anywhere. So he comes on the inside, and he is just launching out of these corners. He looks very comfortable. He's throwing the bike around. I love to see that side of Jason Anderson. The only thing for me that kills it is the consistency. So in my opinion, I feel like it might be a little too late. I think this is a great stepping stone for what could be a great outdoor season for him, and then even better 2023 Supercross. But the only person to me, honestly, Crashley, is Jason Anderson. But sorry, guy.
Do you think he's holding out on Supercross because he wants the outdoor championship?
I don't think so. I mean, outdoors hasn't really ever been his forte. He's been great at it. Don't get me wrong, but I would definitely say he's more of a Supercross specialist. He's already won a Supercross title, so I think he's more of that Supercross 450 guy. But I mean, maybe on the Cowie it's different. Maybe he likes the outdoor arena on the Cowie. Maybe it suits him better. He can do more things with it, more usable power, better chassis flex. Who knows? But I think that Anderson is going to be a freaking force in 23. For me, at the very least, this can be a great springboard for what's to come next year, and he's going to be a freaking dynamo. So I hope so. But I don't know if
I think 2023 is right on your end.
Yeah. I'm hoping so, but I wonder if that same thing can be said for some of his buddies on the KTMs, though. So I want to transition over to Team KTM. We haven't seen much of them this year. We've seen AP maybe stick a fender in here or there. I think he got a podium at one of the first couple of races. What do you think KTM needs to do to get back on top? Because remember, Webb is the last year Supercross champion, and we've barely seen the guy, you know, do more than like a fourth or fifth or a third. What can you say about this guy right now in AP or in Muskin for that matter? We're used to seeing Muskin do better. What does KTM need to do to get back on top?
I think, man, Muskin is it seems like has been having more conflict with people.
Yeah,
and so I feel like their mindset needs to change. There's something that's going on. Maybe they're changing the bike. Maybe some parts of the bike.
It is an all-new bike this year. Maybe they haven't figured it out. Yeah, you could be onto something.
And so that's kind of frustration because maybe now they're the mechanics too, working with the riders, and the frustration might be an overload in the KTM, the team.
Gotcha.
What are your thoughts?
I mean, honestly, I think a lot of it is bike. It's all new for them. They're not used to it. It's a completely different setup, different chassis. I mean, different engine package. I just think it's a combination of that mixed with everyone else elevated their game. I think they were just sick of getting their butts handed to them by Webb late in the race, and they just want to now they want the title. They want to be the guys that are up there kicking ass. So I think it's just the game is elevated so much, and now it's just sorry, you know, we've been training and we know our bikes and we're kicking butts. So I think it's a little bit of that.
Yeah,
Could
I would
be.
agree with that. Yeah.
Okay. So I guess in that same breath as well, Honda can fall into the same category, right? I mean, Roxon's not there. Sexton, I don't know, man. The guy is obviously an all-out talent, super fast, but he can't stay off the ground. For somebody that has some of the best technique we've ever seen in the sport, can't stay off the ground. What's happening with Honda? Who's going to be the savior for the red bikes right now, and be able to bring them those bikes back up to dominance, or sorry, to dominance and prominence, I guess. Sexton seems like he's the guy, but he's inconsistent. Kenny looks like he may be on his way out. Who's next up? Like what can Honda do to get back on top, Crashley? I'm curious because I feel like you know something I might not about the Honda crew.
Whiskey throttling, maybe. Okay, well, one thing I did notice, this might be just like a girl perspective, but he dyed his hair bleach blonde.
Yes.
Now, Ken Roxon did that in his initial thing.
Uh-huh.
So maybe Ken Roxon is really working really close with the riders, especially Sexton.
Yeah.
And that mindset isn't linking up.
Yeah.
But maybe it's just the pressure from the other teams, and it's just getting to the best of our brains, you know?
Yeah, no, it definitely could. And I think someone else mentioned something kind of similar where it could be a thing where he's not gelling well with the team, like Roxon really wanting to make some changes to the bike, even though Sexton's might not be making the same changes and doing a little bit better. And that could be week after week compounding to, like, you know, frustration, aggravation, annoyance, and obviously that detracts from your riding, right? So it very well could be. I don't know. Maybe it's the hair dye seeping into the brain a little bit. You know what I mean? Making everybody go freaking crazy.
Maybe it's like a metaphor.
Maybe it's a metaphor. Exactly. You know.
That's actually a really good point. You made me think of something like wait, now okay. You said the clashing, the mindset. So one thing that I realized too that a lot of people like working together is the people you work with.
Yes.
And how the team works together. So you can have like a crappy bike, you can have a crappy setup, but if you have the team that keeps you moving forward and lifted up, I feel like that can help even fill you in the top 10.
Gotcha.
So I feel like that's a really good perspective that and fact that you said.
No, for sure. I mean, it could be a combination of things, but I have such a good time watching the races when I know that there's like 15 to 20 guys that can all win, and I like seeing different brands. Man, I love seeing Honda, Cowie, Yamaha, KTM all have a chance of winning, and everyone having a strong team. I think it makes our sport better, makes the racing better, and continues to bring in a lot more eyes, a lot more new people who are saying like, wow, there's so many people, so many people that can win. I can pick any one of these guys as my favorite, and it makes the sport better. We've got more options, man. It's just, to me, that's just, that's Supercross to me, when everybody's out there kicking ass. And I would like Honda to be part of that, and I hope that we can see Honda make a resurgence. Maybe we'll see something outdoors. It's a bit more open. You can have a little bit more room for error to an extent. Maybe not the top 3 guys, because they're crushing it. They're wide open. But I would like to see more Hondas up front doing good. So next up for me, that I have to talk about, kind of putting a little bit more positive spin on things.
Okay. Life's a balance.
Life's a balance. We got to talk about our boy Christian Craig going to Husky in 2023. Now the news has been out for a little while, so we're not breaking the news. But to me, that sounds like a pretty cool role. I will say that Christian Craig has really great technique too, and one thing that I initially thought was, holy crap, it's a whole new bike for him. It's going to take this guy a while to get used to it. He may not like. He's been on Yamahas forever, and before that he was on Hondas. But since his technique is so sound, he's got a great foundation underneath him. He's a very seasoned rider. I'll say that. I don't want to call him old, because then that means that we're old. But knowledgeable, exactly. Got the wisdom.
Yes.
I'm excited to see him go to Husky. I think this is a cool mix-up. I think that he is going, because of his foundation and his technique, he's going to do very well on this bike. I think he can ride anything well, because he's so solid and so fundamentally sound. But I think there's going to be something with this: a new change of scenery, new bike, new team, moving up finally to the class in a factory supported effort. That's his main focus. He's not a fill-in guy. It's not just I'm going back to 250 class next year. This is his full-time new gig. I think is going to be really good for him. I'm excited. I think he's going to excel a lot more than most people think. Now, do I see him winning right away? Not really. I think it's too stacked for that right now. Do I see him really coming out swinging with some top 5s? Heck yes. What do you think, Crashley?
Actually, we're going to switch it around. I have a question for you.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, like you mentioned, Christian Craig has had a variety of experience with many factory bikes.
Yes.
Do you think that might help him going to Husky, knowing he's had a variety of different seat time and ride time on the different factory bikes?
I think so. I think more important than that, I think he'll know how to approach developing a new bike to him and getting acclimated to a new team. So since he's, like you said, he's hopped around a few different teams. I think the change of front fender color, the change of crew, and a different brand, I think he'll kind of know how to navigate that a bit more effectively than like somebody who's been a lifer on one brand, right? So to me, that doesn't make me as scared or as nervous. I think that's probably going to be a strength of his, where maybe some of his counterparts are going to be kind of flip-flopping colors. Doesn't seem like that many, but a couple of them might. I think that Christian Craig is going to be very solid and consistent. I'll say that. Consistent in terms of his results, consistent in terms of his program day to day, consistent in terms of his bike setup. So that's my input.
Dude, amen. That was solid. When that comes true, we gotta tell Christian Craig you already.
Yeah, dude, Shaman Dave to the rescue. I mean, I see all and I predict all.
Hey, I couldn't agree more.
Okay. Now, Crashy, I know you're new to the Foul Plugs Moto Show, but there's two things that we always do. The first being the coveted drip check. Now, for those of you who might be new, Drip Check is where we break down the kits over the last couple of races and see who our favorite drip down rider is. And if you're not familiar with that, if you're not as swaggy as myself, or maybe Manny Fresh, or maybe the lovely Crashley here, drip down just pretty means you're looking good in your gear, the kit's on fire, and your whole kit and your whole package is standing out big time. So I will kick this one off, and I will say the drippiest kit as of the last couple of weeks, I gotta give it up to Malcolm Stewart. Now, I'm never.
Yeah.
I'm not. Seven is a cool brand. I don't mention them very often, but I will say, yeah, right. I will say that the kits that he's been wearing lately, and I'll even include the golden helmet. They've been solid. They really stand out against the crowd with like the all black, super Darth Vader, super stealthy. I love it. The gold with the white and the Husky logo, to me that stands out. And then you combine that with the way he's been riding lately. Match made in heaven, right? It makes being first place makes any kit look dope, right?
Clutch.
So I mean, what can you say? Another shout out I gotta give is to. I know I do this every weekend with the Alpine Stars, but I love Jason Anderson's kits. They are so freaking cool. Alpine Stars doing a great job with them. Yeah, they are lit. In fact, they're more than lit. They're drippy.
They're team pride.
Exactly. I'm stoked to see that. The innovation in the gear and just people looking really cool. Crashley, who did you like lately with your gear setups? I mean, you can't go wrong. It's hard because you can't go wrong nowadays. They're all so cool, you know.
The fact that you mentioned the Malcolm Stewart's helmet, I mean, I'm always agreeing with you, but you have this, you have the eye for the gold, you know. I feel like you see riders not just only represent to their drip kit, but also it matches their personality and the persona and what they want to bring to this.
Yes.
So honestly, FXR, I love their bright colors.
Yep.
And I love the vibrancy they bring to the riders, but they make it clean and professional to where it's a clean cut picture. Like, like a solid white here and then like a turquoise here. I think honestly I would wear it out, like it's something that is well seen too through the bright colors they choose. It's easy through camera. It's noticeable. It's I've been really liking the FXR drip kit recently on what was it? Thrasher? Was he wearing it?
No, Thrasher's Thor. I think you're probably confusing him with one of the Club MX guys. Because they're FXR and they're always looking good. I have to agree with you. I think obviously, I mean, everyone that watches the channel, they know I'm a big FXR fan. They're big supporters of ours. They do amazing things in the industry, and they're always stepping forward, even with competition like Alpine Star and the rest. And Alpine Star is always, they've probably been in like 10 of my top drip check picks. But no, FXR is killing it, and they're doing great. And we have a chance for you guys to be dripped down in the drippiest kits with FXR. Check out FXR Racing and use our promo code below. That way you can be drippy, and maybe we can talk about you in the future. Maybe we can get at Crashley over here snapping the pics and calling you out for her favorite. Over the next couple of weeks. We'll get the drone shots, right? So check them out, fxrracing.com. Use our promo codes below to save yourself some money and get dripped down. So next up,
I do got to say one thing though.
Oh, okay,
Fly Racing.
Yep.
Their kit is always. It's not just their drip kit. It's behind the drip kit.
Gotcha.
Because when you're wearing that drip kit, you want to feel safe.
Yeah.
And they're a very holy, grateful community that just is always looking out for privateers, the professionals, the fans, the community, and they'll take care of you inside and out.
Gotcha. Next up, I do want to talk about power rankings. So we do that every single week. We go over who we think is going to be our top 3 in the 250 and 450s for this upcoming race. Now, I will kick this off by saying, and probably no one's going to disagree with me, I think that we've got a ready track. We got St. Louis. It's softer dirt. It's going to break down pretty simply, and we've had some atrocious transitions and really gnarly whoops. To me, first place 450s, I got to go Tomac. Second place, I have to go with Jason Anderson. I think he's gonna really he's enjoyed this weekend off, and I think he's going back to basics to get himself figured out and to be a bit more focused. Third place, I'm going to say Barsha, because there's some things I've seen that guy do at St. Louis, like over the tunnel jump, that he likes that place. I will say that he likes that place a lot. Going with Barsha. For the 250s, not going against Jet Lawrence. Jet is my top pick for the 250s. The kid just looks unbeatable right now. Second place, gotta be McAdoo. Just looks absolutely phenomenal. Love what he's got going on.
Good to see him up there.
Most definitely. It just really seems
he's stoked too.
Yeah, I mean, just consistently improving week after week after week. So I absolutely love seeing that. And if I have to pick a third place guy, now I know I'm probably gonna get some crap for this, but I really like Smith lately. The dude has looked awesome. Jordan Smith looks so comfortable. He's used to riding looser dirt. I want to say that he's got a podium in him, and it's coming. I hope this is it, because it'll make me look really good. So I'm hoping Jordan Smith.
He hasn't had his one yet, has he?
No, he hasn't. It's been a couple of years, and I think that Honda, that Firepower Honda, has what it takes, tuned by one of our own alumni of the TCE Internship Program, one Mac Angle. I think he can get the job done. I think he's got the bike. He's won races before. I think he can do it. Crashley, am I crazy? Are my power rankings, are they out there?
They ain't crazy. They come in true, so they better be watching so they know what's coming.
Let's see. I hope so.
You're the collective experience. You know what comes together.
I got to. Who would you change or I guess take out or add in for yours if you had to disagree?
I could see McAdoo coming in first.
Ooh, okay.
I don't know why. I
could too. He's won before. I mean, he had some wins last year, so it's not too crazy.
I just feel like it's now coming East Coast. We had that one break, and sometimes that gets a mindset. But I see him really pushing this next weekend. This coming weekend.
Gotcha. I love it. We will soon find out as the race kicks off. Guys, I want to remind you, please check out all of our promo codes below and check out some of the great people that help make this program what it is. FXRRacing.com, Flow Vision Goggles, Overshear Advice and Planning, and of course, Evans Power Coolant. Want to let you guys know that you too can be an industry insider like Miss Crashley over here by checking out TCE Moto Internship Program, the collectivexp.com. Go behind the scenes and work for a pro team and get the career of your dreams. We've had our interns go on and do amazing things in the sport, from top tier mechanics to top tier trainers to brand reps to videographers within the industry doing great things and so much more. Our interns are working with people like AP, Adam Cirillo, Jordan Smith, and of course Bubba Stewart himself, the legend. Come on. It doesn't get much better than that. Let's go. At thecollectivexp.com on Instagram, thecollectivexp.com. Get your career kickstarted right now in moto. Also, we've got some cool merch coming up. We're really excited about that one. We want you guys to check that out. We've got some cool photo shoots coming up with it, and we're really, really stoked for you guys to be a part of it. Please buy some, support us as we continue to support the sport in a huge way. We've got more vlogs, content, and bike builds coming out on the channel, and we also have a watch party that's coming up live for Denver, where we do giveaways, live chat between myself, Crashley, and maybe some pro riders. We're not going to give anything away, but we've got some guests coming on. It's going to be phenomenal. Crashley will be joining me for a lot more of this. Like I said earlier in the show, Crashley, if they want to tag along, follow you, and see what you're up to, where can they follow along?
Oh, you betcha. At Official Crashley on Instagram, and you can even type it on Facebook, Official Crashley, Google Official Crashley, you'll find the YouTube. Perfect.
Check that out. Send Crashley some love, give her a follow, and we're going to link her below as well. With that, we want to thank you for watching the Foul Plugs Moto Show. We will be back next week for another one. And stay tuned. Hit that subscribe button, leave us a comment, and share with your moto friends and family. Let's grow the community. Let's get this thing popping off. And we are so grateful to have you. Crashley, it's been fun. We'll see you in the next one.
Oh, you betcha. We'll see ya.